Hey, what's up, y'all? Obviously trying to get into the habit of doing videos in a lot of different places, but in particular, I'm outdoors. I'm here in Memphis, which is my hometown, and there's a big bug flying in front of me. But I'm at the Big River Crossing, which is I'm really getting into this thing that I've kind of labeled urban hiking, right? So in Memphis, we do have a lot of trails, and I've been writing a lot of essays and a lot of posts about outdoors companies and how they could try to reach a new consumer segment, in particular people like me, right? And although we have these hiking trails in Memphis, I don't go hiking a lot, but I do go walking a whole lot. And my concept is urban hiking is finding like locations in your city that are very cool locations where if you're on a date night, then you can go walking with your date. Or if you're a mom and you want to take your kid through the city and introduce them to some really cool places in the city, or let's say you just want to go and experience different restaurants. So in Memphis, you could come downtown, and the Big River Crossing is a bridge that goes across the Mississippi River. So it's a really cool place to come just to take a walk. And I wrote an article about the urban hiking, and Merrell read the article. And when they read the article, I was also writing about sustainability. Merrell decided to send me a pair of shoes. And as you guys know, I buy a lot of shoes. So I got a lot of shoes. I've never owned a pair of Merrells before. And I haven't seen this shoe in person. The bag I just opened it up now. And I'm holding the box. And what I really like is the topography on the box, the way it's made, is really nice. But what I do like more than anything is when I go to the back of it, over here at the edge, it reads, "Box made in Cambodia. We make every effort to limit our packaging and to use recycled materials. Please reuse or recycle." That's not on the back of a lot of sneaker companies' boxes. Merrell is making a strong push towards sustainability. And the shoe that they sent is called the Gridway. And it's a canvas shoe. And the majority of the shoe is recycled. And I know you guys are like, man, shut up and show us the shoe. Like I said, I haven't seen it before either. I saw it online, but they sent me a pair because I wrote an article about urban hiking. Urban hiking is my concept. Now, it exists in a lot of different places, and people have talked about urban hiking before, but when I talk about it, I'm saying, let's discover our cities. And if you want to hit a person like me, as far as marketing, why not make something that looks a little bit better? Because a lot of the shoes, when I go and look at them and I'm on the Merrell website, they look like they were made for my math teacher. And that's not any disrespect to math teachers, but the fact is they're not very stylish, man. They don't look good. So let me open it up because we're into this a little bit, and I'm opening it, and everything is about being sustainable and recycle with this shoe. And I'm at the edge of my car. That's because I'm going to get out and I'm going to go walk and change the shoes out. But it's my first time seeing it, and I'm extremely happy here. Extremely happy. So these are my first pair of Merrell footwear shoes. I'm going to move this up so you can see it. The upper is made with recycled materials. The laces are 100% recycled, right? You got this great patch back here. I think the canvas is 50%. I think the outsole and the midsole is like 30% recycled. The insole itself is removable. So I'm going to have to get this shoe on. So I'm just going to take it and pull it up. As a matter of fact, I need to put it so you can see it and you can keep seeing it. Because more than likely, man, those of us in the sneaker community, if somebody said, hey, what kind of shoes are you getting ready to buy this weekend? It would not be Merrell. Could I consider Merrell? Maybe, because this insole is made from a recycled material. And it's really a lightweight, good looking insole. It's breathable. You see the holes through it, the perforations. And then on the inside of the shoe, there's a suede patch towards the back of it, right? And I'm looking at this thing and it looks like a sneaker. I don't know how flexible it is. It's pretty flexible, but it's also a Vibram outsole. How about that? The cost of the shoe is $110. This is not an ad. This is a real deal, man. I wanted the shoe. They sent it because I wrote a bunch of articles. And I'm glad they sent it. I'm looking to get this thing on my foot. And I'm going to take a walk and get off of my shoes, spider. The spider's all up in my shoe, man. Get up out of my shoe. I didn't kill him. I just had to get the spider out of my shoe. It's floating on webs everywhere. But that just lets you know I'm really outside and I'm not just kind of messing around with you guys. I'm going to take these things out. I'm going to take a break. And I'm going to put the shoes on. And I'm going to take a walk and see how they feel. Because one thing I know, and you can see where that recycled material is in the midsole, right? But there's no way that I would traditionally be like, yo, I'm buying a pair of Merrells. I didn't even write the article for Merrell. They had done this really great video on a guy named Tyree in Washington, D.C., who has a hiking, it's not a business. He's going out and he's taking kids from the inner city and he's taking them out to different trails and they're going to hike at these different trails. So I was really intrigued by that and I thought it was a great program. And I wrote the article and I never expected to actually hear from the brand. And the brand made a decision, oh dang, I did kill the spider. Sorry, spider. He's like inside of the shoe now. He's a part of me. It's nature. Nah. But anyway, I'm gonna get these put on. We're gonna hit pause for a second. So I'm making sure I put these joints on there and taking off my big shout out Jazzaray. Of course I'm still wearing her shoes. Taking off my Club C's. And since Merrell is a hiking company, I'm throwing these joints on. It's a white shoe. I would never expect a hiking company to make a white shoe, right? So I'm throwing these on. And I'm gonna take me a walk, y'all. And let's see how these feel. Now, they are lightweight, they feel good. And it's a lot warmer than it was yesterday. We had a 30-degree shift in temperature. So let's pick this thing up. You see me, I'm gonna close my car here. And I'm gonna put this down and see what I can do as far as an on foot, right? So you guys can see the shoes. These might be, these are comfortable, yo. These are comfortable. I think Merrell just took my, they might be taking some of my money. I might buy these in every color. Keep that. Right? Those are actually really fresh, but for me to really get an idea of what they feel like, I need to walk a few steps in it and leave my car behind. I left the windows open. I shouldn't even do that. But y'all want to look at my feet as I walk? I don't even know if you can see that, but I'm going to take a little bit of a walk here and just see how they feel. Y'all don't want to watch me walking. Going to the big river crossing, and it's over that way. Give me a few minutes. When I get up to the middle of the big river crossing, I'll stop and put the camera on the shoes to tell you guys how I feel in the shoe. Because the only way you really know you like something is if when you put it on and if it feels good. Right now, these Merrell Gridway canvas shoes, in the back of the shoe, at the heel counter, on the inside of the shoe, when you walk, because the insole is removable, it's recyclable, there's a small gap. So my foot has to get used to that little gap that's there that kind of moves a little bit as I'm walking. But the more I walk, the more it breaks in and it feels more and more comfortable. So it's a really good feeling shoe straight out of the box, other than that small thing at the heel counter where there's a separation between the insole and the heel counter on the inside of the shoe. I'll do the on foot, a little bit more of a talk once I get to the top of the bridge, and I'll kind of wrap it up from there. But so far so good. And they look great. Who would have thought it? Not really your math teacher's shoe. All right, so I'm making it up to the top of the bridge here on the big river crossing, not the top of the bridge. There's no top. I'm making it to the middle of it. And as you can see, there's the Mississippi River back there. Now this urban hiking thing There are kids in the city who have not been to this spot in Memphis. And what I hope is everybody starts to think about hiking in a completely different way. Not that you have to go find a trail, but you can come out here to your own city, put on a nice pair of shoes, something that feels good, and take a long couple of miles walk across the bridge, learn a little bit about your city, what it looks like, and you can enjoy yourself. So I'm going to put the camera down, talk a little bit more about the shoes, and then I'm going to wrap this video up. And this is really my first thing for urban hiking. I appreciate Merrell for taking the time to actually send me these shoes, which, one, are much more stylish than I ever thought a pair of Merrells could be. But, I mean, you would know what these were if I didn't tell you that these were Merrells. You know what? You guys would be like, yo, those are dope. If I said that these belong to someone else, you'd be on them. Now, will this kind of translate to sales for the company? I have no idea. But it's a really cool thing for them to do, and it's a great segment for them to enter into with a shoe that's, one, is sustainable, and two, it's cheap. Merrell shoes are usually around $200, $250, $180. This shoe only costs $110. The canvas is really nice, and I mean, it's going to be warm. I can wear this in the wintertime. Typically, you wouldn't even think about wearing a white shoe. But the great thing about canvas is I can clean it really easily. I can actually spray it if I want to, and it's going to protect it. But the fact that the shoe is sustainable and it's going to break down, and it can basically return back into the environment and not do a whole lot of damage, that's a big deal to me, because I got a lot of shoes, man, and I feel bad about collecting all of these shoes. And then they end up in landfills, or something happens to me, they're just going to be, somebody will take them maybe, but we got to be a little bit more thoughtful about the stuff that we wear. And yeah, Merrell sent me these, and I'm not saying this just to be nice, because I'm not a nice person. I tell the truth about pretty much everything, except for maybe like small things. But Merrell, I think you did a fantastic job with the shoe. I'm a new fan. Even that small little hitch that was in my at the back of the shoe, that's gone. So the more I walk, the more broken in it feels. I'm satisfied. I'm happy with it. But it's the Merrell Gridway canvas. The shoe is only $110. Will they capture a new segment with it? I'm not sure. I don't know if young dudes are going to take a chance on it. I mean, I don't even know if anybody's going to watch the whole video all the way through. But I tell you what, they did a great job with this shoe. And if they decide to do something with urban hiking, I think it's going to work out very well for the brand, because it's a great looking shoe. Even some of the people that I walked by, you can see people behind me, and I don't want to be rude and put them on camera. They were like, hey, nice shoes. I'll take that. I got a lot of nice shoes. But never having a pair of Merrells, this is a good first pickup. I'm going to end it on the shoes. It's my guys at OSD would say, walk good. Peace.